All right, everybody. Thank you for clicking on this tutorial. This one, we're going to talk about the analysis headers and the analysis phrases. Very similar to the speech phrases. So let's go to the admin console. Remember, in the speech phrases, I provide you with these 5 for default. I'm going to do the same thing with headers and phrases. I'm not going to go over the variables here. So if you don't know what the variables are, go ahead and take a look at that speech phrases tutorial. That'll give you some extra insight. Although I think the variables are pretty easy to understand. Put these tutorials out there for a reason because I want to give everybody some extra guidance if you need it. So let's go to analysis headers. So the difference between the speech phrases and the analysis phrases is the speech phrases, as you can tell with this little tooltip here, speech phrases are what the announcer is going to announce as your pick is made. And the analysis headers and phrases are different. Think of the speech phrases as like the announcer at the draft who says, with the first pick of the first round, this team selects that guy. The analysis headers are just, hey, I like this pick, I hate this pick. Why'd you do that? I can't believe the guy fell to you. And so with each of these things, you have a header, which is like the title, and the phrase, which is a little bit longer. And so the header should be like when you're looking at a newspaper, right? And what's the headline? The headline is the first thing you see. It's going to be a little bit bigger font on the page. It's going to be above DraftBird. And if you have a terrible pick, it's going to say terrible. If you have a fantastic pick, it's going to say amazing, good, good, decent, neutral, bad, bad. Okay, these are just the 5 that come standard. And I urge you to either delete these, blow these out, or edit them, or just add new ones. Basically, you have a maximum of 20 characters. So instead of terrible, I'm going to say, are you kidding? For terrible. Or you're going to say, let me just save that one. And for fantastic, you could also say, are you kidding, right? But I'm going to say just simply the best, right? Something like that. And you could put it all caps, you could do whatever you want. And then the phrases, if you notice here in the headers, there's no emotions, there's no sex or anything. It's just the headline. We don't really get personal here. With the phrases, you have pretty much all the same options here that you had with the speech phrases. It's a little bit smaller. There's a maximum of 100 characters. You don't want to put the same thing here that you would put in the announcers because you're not going to say, hey, with the first pick in the second round, things like that. But you are going to say things like, I wouldn't have suggested this. You probably should quit this game, that kind of thing. It is cool to throw the drafter's name in the analysis, like, hey, good job, best fantasy player on the planet, Tom or whatever the guy's name is. So really quick, I'm going to show you what this looks like on DraftBird TV. All right, so we have Malik Neighbors. I just pulled up DraftBird TV, and we see that Malik Neighbors went with the 12th pick in the first round. And DraftBird he's all right. He says that's a decent pick. It's predictable yet dull. And so you see what we saw previously, that decent is the title, it's the headline, and predictable yet dull is the phrase. Okay, so let's go with something less dull. So somehow Barkley didn't get picked in the first round. So we're gonna go and pick him with the first pick in the second round. And we'll see what DraftBird has to say about that. He hopefully likes it. There you go, simply the best. That's the one I just created. So, Joe, you're simply the best. You're the best fantasy player on the planet. And that is how the analysis title and the analysis phrase works. And then you can see on the clock is Frederick. Hopefully Frederick does something good, but we're not going to find out because I'm cutting this tutorial off. So go ahead and have fun with the analysis headers and analysis phrases. Again, if you have questions on how to do any of this, hit me up in the comments, hit us on the Reddit page, send us an email. I think those are the best ways to contact us. All right, thank you.